worried about something down there on the grid. We just saw Chris Hannon, our pole man, sitting very patiently on the grid, ready to set off on the first of what will be 2 formation laps as the yellow light now starts to flash. There is our second row man. That was Linus Henson. Watch out for him. Did very well in the wet conditions yesterday. What can he do in the dry weather of this final? And the final preparations now underway. See towards the back there, Ollie Pilker. He struggled as well in the pre-final. He had an accident. He had to drop right to the back and try to catch up, but there was a few mechanical problems in the way as well. Here we go then, the karts now set off on their formation lap for this final, the Minimax here in Belgium, and the way the grid lines up after the pre-final this morning, we'll see Chris Hannon start from pole position. Alongside him will be Robert de Haan, the Dutchman, pushing hard to try and get a podium here today. On to row 2, we then see the Polish racer CIK-FIA and Linus Henson lines up alongside on row number 2. Row 3 then is headed by Gianni Androsani, the German racer, and Victor Bosnek alongside him. Back on row 4 is going to be Dominic Reuters and Daraf Kendi. A great bit of advice from him on the grid, and said he hasn't really raced in the wet conditions because they don't get much rain in United Arabs, unfortunately. So he is learning every time he goes out. And then Ollie Pilker completes the grid. Winner of the Winter Cup was Ollie. He's had his dramas today, but can he put them right in this final? Not the biggest of grids to get through for Ollie, but if he can get the job done early doors, then he's surely going to be one on the podium, if not the race win as well. We'll see how it all unfolds. Again, a slightly increased race distance. We're up to 12 laps now for the Minimax. Exactly the same for the juniors as well to follow as they now head on to that second formation lap. Don't forget to keep sending us your good luck messages. Any you have for any of the drivers here today, follow us on Twitter at RGMMC. That's the place to find us. And let us know your messages there, and we'll pass them on to the circuit so everyone can hear them, and we can pass on your good luck messages as well, which is always nice to hear. So at RGMMC, hopefully you're watching with us on telemundi.com. Great pictures being received this weekend in the dry conditions. Wind has just picked up slightly this afternoon, which is kind of a relief because it is really hot out there, to be fair. Temperatures rising as the afternoon goes on. We're currently sitting at 15 degrees. Feels a little bit warmer down there on the grid, but 15 degrees probably just about right actually to keep these karts as cool as possible. They function better at a lower temperature, of course, so it might just be perfect for them this afternoon. But 12 laps to look forward to for Minimax. The pace now just starting to increase from Chris Hannon as he brings the field down towards the grandstand arena where everyone is watching this afternoon. A great packed grandstand where the atmosphere is being felt and everyone can enjoy the great racing we have on offer. There is Unique Racing's Ollie Pilker towards the back. Officials just slowing everybody down now to the last couple of corners. There's the green and white machine of Gianni Androsani, the German racer who went well at the Winter Cup but struggled again this weekend. Getting towards the front race by race. Can he make it to the podium in this final one of the day for the Minimax? Last chance then. Let's see what we can get from the points here. Scoring round of the Rotax Max. Minimax as they get underway now. 12 laps ahead of us as we go down towards the first corner. Chris Hannon leads them away from the inside line. Here comes Gianni Androsani down the inside to try and get a second. He's already up into third, which is a great start from row number 3. He'll feel the pressure from behind. Watch out for Ollie. He's there, already up 4 places in one corner. So great start from Ollie Pilker. What else can he do as he heads on to turn 5? Down the inside line of Gianni Androsani. Up into 4th position is Ollie. The kart is working much better this afternoon as they work their way down the back straight for the first time. Chris Hannon leads the way. Second place then is going to be the kart of CIK-FIA. Third place is very, very close. I think it's still just going to be Robert de Haan. And then Ollie Pilker sits there in 4th position as they head through the hairpin at turn 8 for the first time. Behind the top 4 is Gianni Androsani in 5th place. 6th place will then be the likes of Linus Henson, I think, down to 6th in kart 418, and then everybody else vying to be not the last person in this race. As they complete lap number 1, it's still going to be up front Chris Hannon from pole position as he powers his way through to complete the first lap. CIK-FIA still there in 2nd place. 3rd place is going to be now Robert de Haan, as we said. Ollie Pilker 4th. Those 4 now just breaking away slightly from the rest of the Minimax class as they turn out of the corner. There's debris on the circuit for some reason. I don't know where that came from. I think Linus Henson has got a problem. He slows on the exit of turn 2, and that sounds as rough as anything. Is that the exhaust we've lost off Linus Henson's car? I think it is. So a very ill-sounding Linus Henson will be a retirement. Victor Bosnek is under investigation as well for some reason. So already drama in the first lap here, and we've still got some 11 laps to go in this Minimax final. On towards the hairpin they go once more. Here comes down the inside line the Robert De Haan machine. So down through into second place goes Robert. Third now is Jazik Spinkovic. Ollie Pilka still sitting on the tail of these three in fourth place. And as we said, pulling away nicely from Gianni Andrezzani in fifth. So these four down towards the last turn again. Anyone making a move? Ollie Pilka is down the inside. He goes and he gets into third briefly, but then his teammate all over the grass on the inside line there is Jazik Spinkovic. He has to give the place away. He'll then tow him down towards the first corner and try and fight back, but there's going to be no way through for Jazik. He now drops down to fourth. Side by side for the lead of the race as well between Chris Hannum and Robert De Haan. Robert looking racy at the minute, not a bad lap at all. In fact, the quickest man on circuit is Robert, a 1 minute .507. Can he try anything at turn 5? Nope, the door is kept shut by Chris Hannon as they power down the back straight for the third time of asking. A good tow though being given away from Chris, which means the man in second, Robert De Haan, thought about a move. He just bumped him instead of going to the inside line. Ollie Pilka there in third place, just dropped now Jazik Spinkovic after that mistake at the final turn a lap ago. So he's now a distant fourth, about, was it 7/10 of a second back? Yeah, as Ollie Pilka goes down the inside line from the back now up into second place on lap number 3. So bit by bit, Ollie Pilka is getting himself to the front. He's got one more place now to gain, and that's going to be over the Chris Hannon machine, who was quickest on Friday in qualifying. Can he defend to his heart's content? That's going to be the main question now in this race as they head down towards the first corner. Turning through on the exit of turn 1, 3 as 1. Jazik near enough back with them now as they power on towards the left-hander at turn 3. Here at the home of champions, of course, in Belgium. Ollie Pilka, quickest man on circuit, looking for the inside line to take the lead away from Chris Hannon, which he does. He runs wide though, so Chris Hannon fights back. He drags Ollie Pilka down the back straight. Ollie may be under attack here from Robert De Haan as well, but not quite close enough. So back in the same order they were across the line. Hannon, Pilka and De Haan. Quickest man on circuit now is Ollie, isn't it, in second? Yeah, 1 minute .143. Could we possibly just break the 1 minute barrier? We'll find out shortly. Still great racing to be had though as Ollie looks for the inside line again on Chris Hannon. He has to let him go this time, and Jazik Spinkovic comes through. In fact, Robert Hahn comes through up on the curbs again. They all go side by side, almost like a rolling start down towards the last corner. It's going to be Ollie Pilka that leads the way. Second is back up there Chris Hannon. Third place will be just about Robert De Haan as Jazik Spinkovic tries to pull alongside. Chris Hannon trying to get back through to the inside line as the bit of smoke comes out the back of Ollie Pilka's kart after a slight touch there between the top two. Chris Hannon fighting for his life now to stay on the podium as he's dropped down to third and would be under attack from Jazik Spinkovic before too much longer as they now head on towards the hairpin at turn 5. Two cars behind as well fighting. That is Victor Bozanek, the man under investigation, and Gianni Andrezzani, now being caught by Daraf Kendi. So he goes down the inside line of Andrezzani, moves him up into 6th position, but still this four-way fight for the leaders. Down the inside line again goes the 4-2-1 machine, this time of Robert De Haan on Ollie Pilka. Cracking racing within Minimax. He now loses 2 positions to Chris Hannon and Jazik Spinkovic. So just like that, with one move to be made, Robert De Haan loses out in 2 positions and drops down to 4th place as they approach the last corner once more. On towards the main start-finish line they come. Still Ollie Pilka leading, but he's looking every single time over his shoulder. He knows that Chris Hannon is quick. He goes for the outside line again. There's contact between the two as they brush in towards the first turn. Unique Racing now 1 and 2 with Jazik Spinkovic back up the order. Robert De Haan is challenging for the inside line at turn 3 on Chris Hannon, who gets squeezed out wide. He bumps over the curb. He joins the track back in 4th place, but now under attack from Victor Bozanek, who goes through. And again, one small tiny mistake here in this kart racing, it does cost you a massive amount of time, and that's exactly what's just happened to Chris Hannon, who tries to fight back on Victor down through turn 6, but again wasn't quite looking to get through as the door was slammed shut in his face. On lap 6 we currently are then, with Pilka still your leader, I think. Yes, he is. Second for Jazik Spinkovic. That was a big lungy move there which didn't quite come off, but that could have been disastrous for the two teammates who now work their way in towards the final corner once more. Still being joined by Robert De Haan in 3rd place as they power through to complete lap number 6. Any change this time round? Well, it may happen in turn 1. Jazik Spinkovic looking for the lead. He's going to try and go round the outside line, which is a long way round, but if you can stick it, it gives you the inside run for turn number 2, but they stayed line astern on this occasion. Top 3 now, 1.3 seconds to the good of Victor Bozanek, who's still got Chris Hannon for company as well. On towards the back straight they head for lap number 7. what can Robert De Haan do in third place? He's just going to let these two fight for the minute, and you never know, he just might spring a surprise before too much longer as they head through the heat haze at turn number 7 on towards the short straight up to the hairpin, and there goes Jacek Spinkovic to the inside of his teammate Ollie Pilker down to second. Is it third as well? Because Robert De Haan thought about the move. They're 3 wide down towards turn 9. A great place to be watching, but still Jacek Spinkovic holds on to it. Ollie Pilker to second. Third place at the minute is still going to be Robert De Haan, and look who's joined the action now. Victor Obozenek and Chris Hannon are right there in 4th and 5th places. It's a 5-way fight for the lead, and just like that they've caught back up, so through they go. Lap 7 completed. Top 6 are together pretty much, and down the inside line goes Ollie Pilker again to take over the lead from his teammate. Here comes Robert De Haan on the outside line through turn 2. He's now been pushed out wide by Victor Obozenek and Chris Hannon, who repays the favour with a slight push in wide there at turn number 3. And as I said, Daraf Kendi is right with them now as well. This is fantastic stuff from the Minimax. As we said, you don't need the quantity there, you just need the quality, and that's exactly what we have. Gianni Andrezzani's now made it a 7-way fight for the lead. This is surely going to go pear-shaped before too much longer. Down the inside now goes Chris Hannon to get himself back on the podium. A great move there on Victor Obozenek. They're rubbing down towards turn 9. Chris Hannon, though, has the inside line, so he now takes over the podium place once more. Victor down to 4th. A change for the lead once more because Jacek Spinkovic has gone to the inside of his teammate Ollie Pilker. Side by side into the final corner. Chris Hannon goes through as well. Back up into 2nd place. They're line astern across the line. Side by side, in fact, for the top 2. Here comes Jacek Spinkovic to make it 3 wide into the first corner. Chris Hannon just about gets it done. Jacek to the inside at the last minute. He now picks up the race lead once more. Victor Obozenek to make it a unique race in 1, 3 and 4 by the looks of that as well. And this is a great race. It's hard to pick out who's going to go through to the lead next at the minute, but Ollie Pilker's back up there. Here comes the lunge down the inside line, and I told you before too much longer there would be drama. Daraf Kendi is almost disappeared there through the grass, but he's back onto the track now and will rejoin in 8th place behind Dominic Reuters as he gets back up to speed. Gianni Andrezzani was involved in that as well, and Robert De Haan, I think, just about got himself involved as well. So it leaves us with 4 out front, and as we said, just with a slight break now, it just opens itself up out in the front 2 places. Ollie Pilker leads Jacek Spinkovic. Obozenek is there in 3rd. Chris Hannon still sits in 4th place, but it's 2 separate groups now of 2 karts as they come through to complete this lap. Jacek Spinkovic is pushing along the race leader Ollie Pilker, who was looking over his shoulder at the same time. And again, if these two keep fighting, it will bring both Victor Obozenek and Chris Hannon into the mix for the race lead once more as they get very close through here. There was contact a lap ago behind the top 4, which has now sorted itself out. Still the fight going on, by the way, between 5th and 6th, which is Robert De Haan and Gianni Andrezzani, and they switch places as well, but then Robert De Haan fights back on the move down the back straight there as they are now all in 2 or 3 separate groups of 2. This is the lead battle. That's the one behind for 3rd, and then one just a little bit in the distance heading through turn 6 is also a fight to watch out for as side by side, and a change for 3rd now because Chris Hannon's got back through. Didn't last for long. He ran wide, and Victor Obozenek gets back onto the podium. Over the curbs they turn. There's a move down the inside line from Jacek Spinkovic. He now takes over the race lead once more. Down to 2nd goes Ollie Pilker. Back up to 3rd goes Chris Hannon. He got the move done at the final corner, and they are almost, I say almost, back together now for the race lead. On to lap number 11 we go. Just 2 laps remaining in this Minimax final. It's going to be Ollie Pilker that leads that time, not across the line, but through turn 1. Oh, there's contact between the 2 teammates. Jacek Spinkovic is the man off this time. He got maybe ousted wide by his teammate Ollie Pilker. He's going to rejoin. Oh, yeah, he's going to have dirty tyres as well, so he's going to join behind Daraf Kendi by the looks of it. So massive complications there between the 2 teammates. Not too sure what happened, but they got intertangled, and it meant that both Victor Obozenek and Chris Hannon have now rejoined the battle for the lead, and Chris Hannon, after being ousted wide at turn 3, is now going to lead the race once more down the inside line of Ollie Pilker. Can he push him wide? No, he doesn't. He keeps it very clean indeed as Chris Hannon. They rub. His bodywork scuffs on the side of the cart, but they are still 1, 2, 3. Pilker, Hannon and Obozenek. Behind them in 4th place is Robert De Haan. 5th place, Gianni Andrezzani. 6th place now. Great run from Dominic Reuters. As have we had another change for the lead? No, Pilker is still there, so change exchange for second we've had between Victor Bosnek and Chris Hannon, as we now head on to the last lap of the race in this final for the Minimax. Down towards the first corner they go. Can Pilker hold on by his fingernails? That's what he's going to have to do, because there's going to be attack from behind, not just from his teammate but also from Chris Hannon as well. Through turn 4 they go, up towards the hairpin at turn 5. Do you attack now, or do you leave it until the last corner of this last lap? That is the key question to try and figure out. Here comes Chris Hannon. He knows he needs to go as soon as possible, but there's no way through on CIK-FIA. Ollie Pilker, winner of the Winter Cup. Can he be the winner of the opening round of this Euro Challenge? He's got his work cut out still as they turn through the hairpin at turn 8 for the last time. Down towards the applaud of the fans in the grandstand. Chris Hannon's taking wider lines. CIK-FIA is going to be caught out here down the inside line. There's contact again between the second and third place men. Here comes again Robert De Haan into the mix. That's opened the gap massively now for Ollie Pilker to win the opening round of the championship here in Belgium. It's Ollie Pilker for Minimax victory here in Genk. He takes a margin of 1 second over the rest of the field. That doesn't really do that race justice, because it was a lot closer from start to finish. I think that's the biggest gap Ollie had on that last lap. Chris Hannon comes through for second place. Gianni Andrezzani, where did he appear from on that last lap? He stayed out of all the melee to come through in third place. There's Robert De Haan off on the last lap. He didn't even make it to the line, so that's a massive disappointment for Robert De Haan.